Welcome to Sober Smash. Sober Smash. Get to the core issues with King Scott and get Sober Smashed.
All right, I want to welcome everybody to this edition of Sober Smash. Today we have a special guest. He's a junior, a student from Parkland, Florida. His name is Jack Hay. We're going to be talking about some of the things that happened over at Marjory Stoneman Douglas that we're all aware of. But right now, let's take it over to our man with the plan, King Scott.
Thank you, Jonesy. Thank you very, very much. Good to see you today, as always.
You too, my friend.
Looking
you too.
dapper, my friend. You look all groomed up nicely.
I'm groomed up. I'm older now.
You are.
I have a granddaughter now.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I had to throw it out there, a little self-plug there.
Good for you, my friend. I'm happy everything's going well there. That sounds great.
Yeah, everything's good. But, hey, things not so good in the world. I mean, I don't want to be a downer, but we got to talk about it.
It's not. It's something I think that needs to be addressed, and it's the mental health issue, along with substance abuse. And as we can see, what's happened here, 30 days ago at Stoneman Douglas High School here in Parkland, Florida, it's a big tragedy. And this is something that probably could have been avoided. And that seems to be the problem. No one wants to take responsibility for it. But, this shooter, this murderer, he has a mental health issue.
Yeah.
And this is something that was, brought upon, I think, years before this, where it was made aware of, and no one acted on it. It was just set there. And, we can't just brush things under the carpet and say, hey, this guy's going to get better. He's going to, be out of the system soon. They need to address it, take care of the issues.
Yeah.
Get to the core issues and give this guy help or put him away.
I really think that's a good point, Scott, that I think that what they do is, we try to get them, hey, listen, I know you got problems, but just not on my side of the street. And you push them to the other side of the street. Well, you can't do that. We've seen them try that with addiction. We've seen them try to push addiction into neighborhoods, and then it bleeds over. We've seen it with crime. We've seen it with mental health. You can't just brush this stuff under the rug. I know there's a lot of other issues they talk about, but I think we really want to address the mental health because it goes hand in hand with addiction.
And that's what it is. Enough is enough already, as they say. Enough is enough. How many more people need to die? And, you can blame it on guns. Guns aren't the one killing people. It's people killing people. And that's what the problem is. No matter what you do with gun control, people will always get guns. People need help. A sane person would have never done what they've done. And this is something that needs to be addressed today. So we got a good guest today, Jack Hayes, 17-year-old junior high school student from Parkland. He's going to shed some light on this. He's also written a song called Make a Change, and a really good song. He raps in it, and we're going to let him talk a little about it. Here he comes.
All right, Jack.
Jack, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Scott, how you doing, buddy? Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Sit down, put on some headphones.
We were just giving you the royal treatment introduction there.
We are, and we took a listen to your song, Make a Change. Good song. I like what you're doing.
Thank you.
Bringing awareness to what's going on in the world, especially out in Parkland. Big tragedy, and we're here to try to save lives.
Of course.
If we can get the message out there and save lives, that's what it's all about.
That's the plan.
So tell us how you were affected on this, tragedy, what's happened.
Well, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about the community.
Sure.
Okay.
And the community was devastated. Lives were lost, and it was just not good. And
right.
It was really hard to kind of deal and cope with this.
Just for background, you live in Parkland?
Yes.
Grew up there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you are a junior now?
I'm a junior, yeah.
And how old are you?
17.
17, okay. All right,
so you must have known people there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So you're really affected by this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are they coping with it, people?
Sorry?
How are your friends coping with it?
Well, one of my close friends was in the first room, and he didn't know what to do. We went to movies, and he heard loud noises and flinched, and it was really hard at first. But I think now that some time has passed, of course, not forgotten, but
right.
People are starting to kind of rally together and try and look at the positives and try and make a change.
Sure.
Now, you talked about the effect on the community. Can you be a little more specific? I mean, what was it like in Parkland 6 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was
And what's it like now? Because 6 weeks was before the incident.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago, it was just nice town. It's Parkland.
Okay.
No one ever thought this would have happened. And back then, it was just, you go about your day. It's a beautiful place to be. Everyone wants to be there. And now it's say 3 weeks ago, it was like a ghost town. It was like a zombie apocalypse had happened. You went to Publix and you couldn't ask how anyone was doing because you already knew. Everyone knew what was going on. It was weird.
Yeah.
Went from perfect town USA.
Yeah, exactly.
To basically a ghost town, like you just said, where people don't even want to speak. Everyone's, feeling so bad. But you're trying to make a change, and what made you come about and write this song? How did you write the song? Tell us about that.
Well, it was a lot of emotions going through my mind, and previous to this song, I really liked writing music, and I really wanted to, make a difference and try and help people get through this, and I thought expressing it through music would be a good thing to do.
Right.
Now, in the song, you talk about make a change. We're going to play that in a little bit, but what change are you looking for, or maybe is your community calling for? Well,
I really want to make a change in the community because I want people to not be sad and dull. I want them to start getting up, rallying, and that's what we're doing, and I want to change the whole persona of the city.
Okay.
Plus, you have a rally coming up this Saturday. I think it's called March for Our Lives. Is that right?
Yes.
And that's in Boca Raton?
Boca Raton, yeah, in Meisner Park.
Tell us a little about that.
Well, it's just a protest for gun control, and people are coming together, and there's going to be music, and my song is going to be played. I'm going to talk about why I made the song, and it's just a good thing. Everyone's coming together, and there's a community.
And what time does that start?
I think it starts at 12.
12? Okay, we'll get some information on that and put it on the website so people can get all the info and show up there on Saturday also. And City Hall in Boca Raton, Florida, which is a great cause. It's called March for Our Lives.
Now, I understand that there's so many different facets to this. I mean, certainly there's the gun control argument. There's we were talking prior to you stepping in about the mental health and being aware of mental health and knowing that it can happen in any city, anytime. Yes. There are people with problems. And if we ignore people's individual problems, they become our societal problems. Is that kind of where you're going with some of this? Or?
Yeah. We need to be on it, especially with, schools, not letting those kinds of people in our schools, especially after they've been kicked out already.
Right. And this is somebody, the shooter, that you even knew about at a younger age.
Yeah, we went to middle school together at Westglades, right next to Douglas.
Yeah.
There were some weird incidents where he bit some kid's ear. He was just a weird kid.
He bit somebody's ear?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, everyone knew there was something wrong with this kid. And, it happened. Everyone knew.
And he was never removed from the system at that time?
No, I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure people started to realize, man, something's not right with this kid.
Yeah, and it just started progressing and got to the point of what happened.
I mean, I think the shame is we say that, everybody saw it.
Yeah, everyone saw it coming.
And yet we really don't have anything in place to really help people. Or people in general, Scott, don't know what to do when they see it. They see somebody who's struggling or in trouble.
You know what the problem is, Jonesy? Some people think it's such a minor issue. Maybe I'm not going to say a word. Yeah. Somebody else will say something. The problem is people don't want to say anything. They're afraid of offending somebody. It's not politically correct to say something's wrong with the guy. When somebody starts shooting up a school and killing people, it is politically correct to stop what's going on. And your voice does make change. And that's what people need to realize. Yeah. Every voice matters. Absolutely. So you need to make a change. But let's take a listen to your song. We'd love to hear it and let the listeners and the listeners all listen to it too.
Sounds good.
Let's play it.
It's for all the families, for the community of Parkland. Those 17 people are never forgotten, and we're gonna make a change.
This world is freaking crazy, It's such a crazy place. Life could be cut so short, so every day embrace. One day will last forever, forever in our brains. Wish we could go back in time, go back and make a change.
Damn, it seems like just yesterday. Parkland was a small city with low crime rate. Nice places, nice parks, everything was so great. Never thought anyone could be filled with such hate. It's crazy how life can fly by, but I know those 17 angels fly high. All of them looking down upon us from the sky. It's a see you later, it's not a goodbye. We need peace. Peace in this world, this is absurd that this occurred. Hard to say words, I just want this message to be heard. The message is love, not to spread hate. Always be kind, try to relate. Not every hero wears a red cape. Gotta act now, there's no time to wait.
This world is freaking crazy, it's such a crazy place. Life could be cut so short, so every day embrace. One day will last forever, forever in our brains. Wish we could go back in time, go back and make a change.
From Pulse to Charleston to Vegas, would've thought these devastations would've changed. We don't got no time, cause the time is right now. Gonna make the angels up and the sky proud. They tried to strip us of hope, but together we cried. Together we soaked, together we came. Together as one, together we rise. All up to the sun. Live every day like it's your last. Life could be short, some say it's fast. Life could be fragile, life is like glass. A crack that's here now is a crack from the past. No need for hate, no need to fight. There's light at the tunnel, I swear that it's bright. No matter what race, a life is a life. We live the same day, we feel the same night.
This world is freaking crazy, it's such a crazy place. Life could be cut so short, so every day embrace. One day will last forever, forever in our brains. Wish we could go back in time, go back and make a change.
This is a cancer, I got the cure, time to prevent other people from getting hurt. Gotta listen to me and listen to my words. Got this fire in us and this fire's gonna burn. This fire's gonna burn, it's gonna take some time. This is the moment we'll reach all the line. This is messed up and always on my mind. Sandy Hook to Douglas to Columbine. Time to step up and make a change. It just isn't working, they can't stay the same. No more to lose, just only to gain. Gotta keep pushing through all of the pain. Our angels are love, but never gone. Their presence in life will forever move on. Nights to feel lonely, the days can feel long. The world is together cause we're Parkland strong.
This world is freaking crazy, it's such a crazy place. Life could be cut so short, so every day embrace. One day will last forever, forever in our brains. Wish we could go back in time, go back and make a change. This world is freaking crazy, it's such a crazy place. Life could be cut so short, so every day embrace. One day will last forever, forever in our brains. Wish we could go back in time, go back and make a change. Make a change, make a change. Wish we could go back in time, go back and make a change. Wish we could go back in time, go back and make a change.
Good stuff, man. I really like
good
it.
stuff.
Thank you.
Really good. How long you been writing music?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
3 months? Wow.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. And what's the real message you want to get out there with this track?
Just love. You know, there's a lot of hate, hate like protests, everyone's against this, against that. I just want people to love and come together and love. And I want that to spread.
I think the Beatles said that once. Right?
All you need is love.
All you need is love.
I believe that's what they
and
said.
Come together. And come together. And what are you going to be marching for? What's the message for the march?
The message of the march is for gun control.
Gun control. That's the main reason. And what do you see real change looking like in the future? Or what would you like to see in the future, especially for the school?
Definitely, better background checks. I think's essential. No one really needs an assault automatic rifle under 21, but, definitely need a gun for protection if that's what you need.
Right. What about the security in schools? How do you see that changing?
I really think the security in schools need to tighten up and make an effort, because a couple days ago on the news, Nick Cruz's brother got arrested for skateboarding throughout Douglas, and that just shows that they really haven't made any kind of change.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you and your friends feel safer in school today even?
I think
since this happened?
Actually, yesterday, my friend told me that there was higher security at Douglas, probably because of that.
Right.
But I mean, even at my school, kids talk about it all the time, how easy it is to just kind of get in our school.
Yeah.
It's
Now, your school's just a few miles from there. I mean, it's not that far.
Yeah, not at all.
And again, you're all connected as a community. For those people who really can't fathom what you've gone through just as a community, what did it feel like stepping into the school in the days following that? I mean, were you walking around fearful? What was the feeling?
Yeah, it was kind of scary. I sit in my school, right next to the door, and even when someone would just knock on the door, I'd kind of flinch and be like, whoa, like that could be anyone coming up to the door. You just don't know.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how far-reaching this is. Obviously, 17 lives lost and 14 injured, and so many others just traumatized in that school. But the community, as a nation, we should be outraged, not just as a community. We should be outraged in doing something. And I think the mental health issue is just as important as anything else, if not more important.
How about the drug use? Do you see a lot of that now in the schools?
Not that I don't see it personally, but I'm sure there are drug problems. It's just high school.
That was a good answer, by the way.
Right.
I don't see it. No.
Well, I wasn't insinuating that Jack had any issues. But, usually mental health goes hand in hand with substance abuse. There's always something going on.
Usually once they find out they have the mental, they'll turn to drugs.
Absolutely. They start using.
Or stop taking them.
It's a trigger right there.
Self-medication.
It's definitely a trigger.
But it's insane. I think what you've done is really cool.
Thank you.
Do you have other people in your community that you see rallying and doing different things now, like you're stepping up to do?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about some of that stuff.
They're the people who started the March for Our Lives go to Douglas. I don't know them personally, but they took a big role, representing that whole school, going to Washington, D.C. I think now they're all starting to go there, head over there for that march. They're taking a big role.
So it seems like it really brought the community and all your friends closer together. I'm sure your friends are all coping with this right now, and they need that support. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a strong support right now with the community and even the state. As I see other parts of Florida, everyone's coming together and trying to do what they can do.
It's a great thing.
We're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back with Jack Kane, talk a little more about what he's doing to make a change.
Welcome to Treatment Partners of America, your partner in recovery. Treatment Partners of America is a unique, state-of-the-art substance abuse facility. Our trained professionals first focus on finding the core issues in trauma that lead to addiction, with some of the best doctors, nurses, and behavioral health techs the industry has to offer. We offer personalized one-on-one therapy 5 days a week, raising the bar to a higher level of standards. Whether it's drugs, alcohol, eating disorders, gambling, sex and love addiction, or even relationship addiction, Treatment Partners of America has specialists to treat and to help heal your addiction long-term rather than attempt a temporary 30-day quick fix.
And we're back here on Sober Smash. Today's special guest, we have Jack Hay, who is a junior in Parkland, Florida. He has a song out. It's called Make a Change. And Scott, a really nice young man here.
He is, and you can hear the song on iTunes, Spotify. He's trying to get the message out there. He goes by the rapper named Young Jew, so you can check him out. And he's doing some good things, cool stuff, and I think a lot more young people should follow what Jack is doing. He's a good inspiration and a good role model for everyone out there. And if you'd like more information, go on our website. You can find out what he's doing. And also, there's a rally this Saturday in Boca Raton, Florida at City Hall. It's called March for Our Lives. And it's also all across the country. It's going on in every state. But support Florida. This is close to Stoneman Douglas High School. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of students from that high school there. So this is very special to be part of this, and we're going to try to get out there also, Jonesy, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Saturday,
yeah.
And see if we can bring our whole team over there and support also.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be nice to be over there. And anything else you want to add, Jack, that people need to know and try to do for you and get the word out?
Yeah, I think people just need to come together. That's the biggest thing, not to spread hate, but to spread love.
Right.
That's in the chorus of my song. That's what I feel in my heart is right, what everyone needs to do. and I just really want people to start loving, you know.
And I think most people are feeling that way today, you know. Bring back love. Keep the hate out. You know, keep it out and let's all love each other. It's like the 60s, right? Wasn't that like that, Jones?
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of love going on in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of love, a lot of flowers and Volkswagen.
I was about 6 years
Beetles.
old, but I had my share.
I don't know about that.
I'll tell you. Listen, I think what you're doing is wonderful. And again, I just want everybody to know, you know, whether you're living in the Parkland community or South Florida or anywhere, if it doesn't affect you, it should.
It affects everyone. It affects everyone.
And the idea that we can just say, well, it didn't happen in my neighborhood, we can't live that way anymore.
Exactly.
There's no prejudice. There's no prejudice when it comes to this. And,
right.
You know, you're in perfect town, USA, and it happens right here.
Exactly.
So you know, you would have never thought this 60 days ago anything like this would ever happen.
Never. No one.
Your life changed that day.
Yeah.
And it did for so many other people, and so many people lost their life. And this should never happen. So let's do what we can do to make a change and support Jack, what he's doing with Make a Change, the song, and go check it out.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Fantastic.
You've been Sober Smashed.
Sober